Christy, Amy. Hi, Amy. I know you. That says Catherine. It doesn't look like a Catherine, but.
That's Jason.
You sure?
Catherine.
Lauren, Jack, anybody else? Okay.
Dana.
All right. So, Sherry, did you start your meeting, or do you want to?
No, we haven't started yet.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Brandy.
So this is Anne. Like, I just love her to death. Like, she is the most real, most fun person you'll ever meet. She's just amazing, and she just loves to help anybody. Like, she's helped me so much in more ways than one with the business and with personal things. And she's just one of my best friends. I love her to death. And she's also a cancer survivor, which I love her posts because she uses that to help other people. And you will see that if you go look at her page. This girl knows how to work social media. Like, she is amazing. She's really good at Instagram too. But this is, Anne is on our team, by the way, but she is under Christine Carroll, which is one of Jamie's coaches.
So, like, you never know who you're going to be friends with. Like, you be downline.
Yeah. I know, right? Like, so I'm just excited for you guys to hear what she has to say. And I know I'm going to learn a lot. So you can take it in. I will mute myself.
All right. First of all, you're all like staring in there. Smile, relax. I'm from New York, so I got the accent. And Brandy's like, oh, you just help me with this. Can you help me? Let's talk about social media. I know that she directed me particularly with pictures and posts. And when we did our leadership training, we were talking about using pictures to stop people in newsfeed because I live in New York, where we have a New York minute, which means that we try to shorten the minute. And thank God you can't, because everything happens so quickly. So if you're like me, if you sit in front, sorry about that. If you're sitting at a traffic light and there's red, yellow, and green, well, red means blue. That means Facebook. Just think about Facebook. So every time she's looking at me. She's like, oh, yeah, I do that. So, and I scroll. And as a coach, I shouldn't do this. And I should be talking to people and have proper amount of time to talk to them and answer them back. But I'm scrolling because I don't really spend time scrolling my newsfeed. And I'm only going to stop at things that catch my eye. And I always take the prospect's point of view, that they're sitting at a light flipping through their page. So number one, they're probably not reading what you write. So whatever you've got to say, whatever your point is, put it on the picture. I wrote a whole diatribe tonight, and I know like 4 people read it, but everybody else said, oh, nice picture, whatever. But the little quote there, maybe that stopped them. Maybe it was pretty, whatever it was, that they liked to stop, and they looked at it, and then they kept scrolling. It's like, how many miles has your thumb gone since you joined Facebook, right? So it's number one. Let's talk about what we do this as a business. I mean, we're here to help people. If you're looking to help just one person a month, you should be putting it out there besides your personal invite. It's your challenge group invite. And if you're going to write it at the end of that diatribe, people are going to see it because it says, 2 lines on the news feed and it says read more, right? And a lot of people don't click that. So if you're pitching at the end of your jabber, people are reading that. And if you're talking about yourself, you don't know that you really need to talk about them, that you want to help them. So be crystal clear in your points on what you're trying to do on social media. And if you're uncomfortable putting yourself on it, that's okay too. You'll get there, but you really want to put it out there. So if you're doing a challenge group pitch, make sure you say, I'm looking for, I want you. You write on the picture, or you put it in capital letters, you add emoticons, whatever works for you. Just, you want to put it out there that when they're going through the news feed, that they understand that this is what you're looking for. And I'm going to tell you that I got into this business because Christine Carroll posted every month about her challenge group. And I went, really? I'm a trainer. I was a trainer for 20 years, and I was like, what does that girl know about this, right? Because I had no clue. And 6 months down the line, I was like, oh, maybe I should try this thing. So give people credit that you're planting the seed. So if you're not putting it out there, they're not seeing it. And it's kind of like if you don't ask for something, you'll definitely never get it. So as far as your pictures are concerned, you want to use natural lighting. So if you looked on this screen here, and you look at everybody's face, when we do this group picture where we snap the picture, look, he's got a great smile, I like that. You're going to see haze from the lights overhead of you. You're going to see that you might be a little dark because the window's behind you. You're going to see, something's not really clear. That, people are like, oh, it's a boring picture. It's not like, you don't have to be a photographer, but lighting is going to be your best friend. So, I can take this picture. I can take my my lamp and post it that way. It's not on me. So now I'm a little highlighted. I'm a little shiny here, but you can see when you play around with the light, especially indoors, outdoors is like your best friend. If you have it directly on you, you're too shiny. When you have it blocked, it's better. And then it's too far away. The indirect lighting, you play around with it. You want to watch the shadows. And my biggest pet peeve on pictures is when you're doing it in the house. Out the house is a little easier. Laundry, open closets, the crap under your desk. She's laughing. I have a habit of leaving my dishwasher open because it doesn't dry. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. So I leave it open. Sometimes I take that selfie and I'm like, oh, look, there's all my dishes. Not using that one. You're loud laughing. You can picture it. Take a look at your picture before you post it, okay? And people are like, oh, your pictures are so good. And I'm going to write a post about this because I take a lot of pictures. Now, because I always ran out of space, I have 18,000 pictures on my phone. So I got the biggest phone, and I have selfies. What does it say? Sorry, I can't read. 3,851 selfies. So yes, I take a lot of pictures. It doesn't involve me because, if you're doing that with a group like we did in Myrtle Beach, you'll have a bunch of those. But look for it. Try it. Check it out. If you don't like the way it looks, don't pick on yourself. She's laughing. Don't pick on us. Oh, I got this, the H spot, and my neck is sagging, and I don't like my hair. Oh my gosh, you see through my shirt. Look around you, look at what's there just to make it real. And Brandy's really good at putting out posts that are different angles. She'll use the timer on her phone. If you don't like the timer on your phone, use an app for that. Use a selfie stick, take a video, take a snapshot from the video. There's all sorts of things that you can do. If you don't ask, you're like, I don't really know how to do this. I'm not a selfie queen. I'm not a selfie king. I don't know if I want to be, but you'll be able to get that shot. Make sure every time you take the picture, though, when you post it, it's not the same picture. I use the same place. As in my house, the only light I have that's nice is in my kitchen. So I try to vary it. I try to blur out the background, or I'll do something else. I try to be a little creative, but it is me. But you're wearing something different. You have something to say on your shirt, or she had a funny shirt the other day. Brandy's got all the ones with the sayings on it. But I have a coach that I love dearly, and this is her picture. Every day, it's her face. So if you go in her profile, and this is what people do, they look at, they're taking pictures. If you go on your profile, and if I look at your profile and I look at all your pictures, I'm going to see all your pictures. And you go on my girl's profile, you're going to see all the way down the page, and all her kids. So it's going to be her face, in your face, and all the kids. So take a look at your profile and see what other people are seeing. Don't be critical of yourself. Just say, okay, I'd like to try something different, because you are consistent with your posts. I'm sure you work out around the same time, or you post at the same time. So people are used to what you have to say. And whatever you're doing, you want to remember that you want to add value to what your posts are. So if you're posting these pictures, what are you adding value of? Yeah, I got a big face, I got big teeth. It's like, oh yeah, there she does those teeth again. You don't people say that. So you whatever you say, make sure that you do something different. Some people are really great. They got workout pictures and they're all good. you have to work with what's good for you. Does that make sense? I know I talk a lot. So you just want to take a look at what you've got. You know, look on your page. On the PC, it's probably easier when you pick up all your pictures. You know, and even on your Instagram. And I learned this from Shalene a long time ago. I didn't do any split screens and sharing. I'm not good with that. But like my Instagram, it's all me. I told you, same place, same time, all the time. So I have my daughter. I do a thing. You know, you can work it out on Instagram. You could do this on Facebook too. So I think it's 5 across, where you've got your saying, and then you got yourself, and you know, you can do whatever you want. And there was a time that, you know, I used to do saying picture, saying picture, saying picture. But every time I did it, you want to keep it clean. So writing all over the page, you know, people, if they're scrolling, if they're doing miles with that thumb, they may not stop and read everything that's there. You want to make sure it's legible, that whatever it is that you're saying is going to stop them. If they might have seen it before, so then that's even better. Now they don't have to read it, right? And it, you know, the writing, when you write on it, so if you use Photofy, I'll go over this with Photofy. There's a way of making your words pop. And Brandy will tell you that we've done that. How many of you, please answer, use the app Photofy or PicsArt? Okay, not everybody. Those are the two, they're my go-to. So she asked me to help you out with the social media stuff. I'm not, I'm not adept in all of those apps. There's a lot of them. I have like 50 of them, and I just don't use them because these are my go-tos. And actually, I think there's PicCollage came out with a studio app that's really good. But these are the ones that I can go to because I know that I can get what I want out of it.
Can you tell them what you told me about taking the Photofy thing off? Because that really made it more professional. Like when you told me that, I was like, why didn't I ever think of that? But paid the $1.99 to have the Photofy.
I highly recommend that when you do Photofy, that you go upgrade to a premium package. Because if you $1.99 yourself here and $2 there and whatever, like up to $25, you're in. I have a professional account with them. I haven't fully used it. But you can create your own work, and other people can use it. You could have so you can brand yourself there. So they have a whole branding department, but that's a whole nother section for a whole nother day. Don't invest in that until you're really ready for it. When you're on Photofy, which is good for both Droids and iPhones, and only an iPhone user. So if you have a Droid or a Samsung or something, and you have something to share that will help somebody else, please, by all means, speak up, because I need to know. So I should do a split share, but anyway, when you go into Photofy and you do your text, what you can do is highlight it or shadow it or outline it. And you're really gonna have to play around with it, but let's just take this picture here, text and overlays. So you would pick your picture. Yeah, that was me from tonight. Text and overlays, and you do your text. So we'll just say happy hour, okay? Because we have Y, right? So now I've got this word here, happy hour. Now, of course, you can change the font. You can format it. They have a whole bunch of fonts in there, great, that you can go on. We're just going to stick with this. And then you go into format. So you have all these little things that you can choose from. And you can change the size of it, which maybe we'll do so you can see this. And then you can pick your color. Now, this works very well because it's white on black, right? But how many times do you have a house that you have the picture, you know, I've got blue, I've got white, and then you put white on it and you can't see it. Or you pick a text that they already have and it kind of blends in. And I'm like, oh, that's a pretty color, but now you can't see it. So what you have here, so let's make this, we'll make this dark brown. Okay, so now I have like a dark brown. You can't see the words. And the next tab over is shadow, and that's my favorite. So right now I shadowed it, so now you can see it. Make it a little bigger so you can see. It's blurred, and you can control that. So right on the bottom is blur. I take the blur completely out. And then because it's black on black, that highlighting and the distance is pretty good, but you can slide through the distance and make it bigger, or you can make it smaller. And this is gonna help you with everything. If you're only writing your logo, where Brandy uses the font on there, and I used to do that. She's like Brandy Murphy Fitness, and she wrote it in a color that kind of blended in your background. I'm like, shadow it, and then change the blur, and all of a sudden you're gonna be able to see it. And that alone is one of the best features, and it's not really an unknown feature because it's all there, but I don't think people play with it enough. And now that I told you this, every time you see a Photify picture, you're gonna know they didn't take the blur down, because people shadow it and you're gonna see the blur. And that gives a nice effect if that's what you're looking for. You can also fade out the text or whatever image you put on there. It's called opacity. So if you don't want it to be like, hey, I'm in your face, you could just pull it back. Taking off any kind of watermark whenever you're using things. I don't use Pick, Play, Post anymore, but if you're doing videos, pay for it to get the name off. You know, this way nobody needs to know. It actually generates a question. What app are you using? I'd love to know what app you're using. I love your stuff. And I get that a lot on Instagram. Of course, how I found Photify is because somebody didn't take the watermark off, but that was a couple of years ago. PicsArt is my go-to. It's my favorite. And what I love about PicsArt is if you have a logo already made, you can add pictures right onto the picture, and it's a PNG file, so it'll have a transparent background, and you can just pop your logo right onto the picture, which is something that eventually, if your business moves up, you will go to that and do that. And I only recently did it. So I think I went through everything really fast. But that's just, say again?
The PicsArt, what are you saying? P-I-X?
P-I-C-S. A-R-T. So,
PicsArt. Okay.
PicsArt, yeah. See, PicsArt.
We were thinking Pixar, like the cartoon.
Oh, I love that. We just watched Monsters, Inc. PicsArt, P-I-C-S-A-R-T. And I used to use it when I had a Droid, I think, before I got my iPhone, because there was only so many things to do. I used Pixlr and I used PicsArt. I forgot about it. And I went back to it, excuse me, because I love HDR. So it's high definition resolution. And what I love, it's really great if you're a photographer and you've got, you know, clouds in the background over the canyon. I don't live next to a canyon, I'm on a flat island. But you know, you get the distance, you can really highlight the clouds and the colors and make it pop. You have all these filters you can go through. But for me, like, I could take a simple picture. Let's see if you can see this. You probably can't see it, it probably will highlight it, but that's a simple picture. And then, you know, turn it into something with definition. And what I love about that is when you find something that appeals to you, and I think Brandy uses a filter all the time, your pictures get this certain sense, like some people fade out the back so they can write words on it, and they know what to expect from you, and it becomes your brand. And you don't even realize that you're branding yourself that way. But I love that HDR. It's a little different, and it shows. It's something that says, oh, I like that. Or, oh my God, it's too much. But it made people stop and think about what it is. And I know this is all about just pictures, but we live on Facebook, which is Facebook. You can ask my coaches. I annoy them with this. It's not Shaker Cup Book. Okay? Well, it might be Wine Book. I have coaches on our team every day, and she's not an active coach. She poses like this with a Shakeology. I love that it's her face, but if you go on her profile and you look at all her pictures, it's the same thing every single day. I'm not that creative when it comes to different moves and way to do it, so I stock Shakeology and I stock other coaches, and I see people like looking in their bag, going like, you know, like they're looking in the bag, there's nothing left, or they'll be like, what is this? And they'll just show certain things, and you get these great ideas from other people.
I have to say the best one that I seen, I think she did a live video though, was Erin. Oh gosh, she's like I think she's like a 10-star. I don't even know. But anyways, she like took her not her E&E, her Energize to get the very last bit of it and said, how many of you guys do this? And she put it up to her refrigerator and put water in the jug of Energize and drank it to get the very last bit of Energize. But it was like a 10, 15-second video, but it was really hilarious. Like, definitely made people stop.
I did the video on my first tasting of cafe latte. And if you know me, which I don't think many of you do, every day I like coffee posts. This is how it started. And I drink espresso every day. So several years ago, my daughter's a toddler. She didn't sleep. And every day I tried to make the espresso. And every day I would screw it up. I put sugar where the coffee went. I forget to put the water in. I forget to put the mug underneath, whatever it was. It was just funny. It was just, back when statuses were statuses. And then I just happen to like funny posts. So I will post something about coffee every day. And I do like it. I actually don't drink as much of it as people think I do. But I do it. I just post it. It's funny. It makes people happy. People share my posts. Most of it's not original. So every post that you do does not have to be about you. I post about wine, or you might like jokes or whatever it is that you like. You have a dog, you have a cat, a ferret, like whatever it is, talk about it. I have a pink sister. She's got guinea pigs, and her whole entire Instagram account is her guinea pigs. Whatever it is for you, that works, because you want to build your tribe, right? So the people that you ask in your challenge groups are eventually the ones that you'll ask to be a coach. And you'll ask other people, but they're organically grown there. So if they're attracted to you because you're fearless, or you work out every day, you're tenacious, you're divorced, you have you're a crazy cat lady, you've got grandkids, whatever it is that you have that makes you, other people, you get identified with them. So I started with a coffee post. So when Cafe Latte came out, I did that video. I was like, it was so good. I didn't even do it. It sounded like I can't hear anything. I'm like, please, the background noise was too much. But just to see the face, something that's different. I'm not into videos. Videos are the way. But if people are at a red light, unless they have it enabled in their app to stream a video off of Wi-Fi, they're not going to see the video. So that's something to remember. We're done with connection notes. But anyway, so let's go back to the pictures on the apps. Are maybe some things that you come up with when you're creating your posts, any obstacles, you're not sure, you don't know how to use it, or you have a question, you're like, oh, I saw that, I don't know how she did it or he did it. If anybody has questions, then don't all look at me like this. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Hi, Cheryl. I see you. Okay, so in the end, so let's go back to building your tribe. You have to be authentic, and you have to be yourself. So if you're doing these selfies, or you're doing action shots, or you're sharing your family, your fur family, whatever it is that makes you uniquely you have to be authentic. And I know you've heard that before, right? So what does actually being authentic mean? It means that you have to give up everybody else's opinion of you, because they're not living your life. It's the bottom line. Don't go out there and be the person you think they think you should be, or could be, or even stuck on that person they think you were. You have to be yourself. And unfortunately, when you are yourself, you're going to get some people that are going to rub the wrong way. They're going to be like, I don't like you like that. Many people on their weight loss journey find out that people that don't like them changing because they're not changing themselves. And just remember, that's a reflection on them and not on you. We can go into that, and we can discuss the details of it. But in the end, you have to be yourself. So you have to give up the idea of what you think people think you should be. It's not them, it's you. You have to drop that idea of that person you think you should be, even your own opinion of what that is. And it's really hard. Now that you're a coach, or you've been a coach for a couple of years, I went through treatment and I had ups and downs. I had more residual problems than actually going through treatment itself. And I kind of lost that persona. Once I retired from teaching classes and training, I feel like I'm not known for fitness as much. They know me for other things. They associate me with cancer and survivor and those kinds of things. And they kind of forget that I have this entire background. And I got lost. And I wasn't really sure because I started feeding into what I thought people thought I should be, because some survivors don't want to move on and they don't like that I moved on. So it's really hard for me to reconcile that. And I'm an outgoing person, so to kind of listen to other people, it happens. And it's okay if it happens. But be yourself and be authentic, because you want to build your tribe. Those are the people you want. And you'll wind up doing something where Brandy's upline did the retreat to Myrtle Beach, and we had the best time. There were like 40 of us there, and we all got along because we're all on the same mission and we're all kind of built in the same similar sense that we get along, and we're so different that we highlight each other. Does that make sense? I had something else to say, but all right, my short-term memory is working pretty good. She just laid this on me last night. So your social media posts should always be something about you. And if you have that opportunity to be vulnerable when you are being authentic, that's what people are going to say, oh, I get that. Because the first thing that they do is they put themselves in your situation. Or they're going to say, I have a friend, or my father, or my sister, or the gods, or whoever it is. They're going to be like, I get that. And anybody can buy Shakeology. Anybody can buy a program. Anybody can be on a weight loss journey. You always see this all the time on the talent shows. So, well, what makes you so different? What makes you stand out from the rest? What makes you uniquely you is really the answer to that question. Even if you have to dig down 25 layers to find that person, talk it out, go through it, journal, whatever it is to yourself that you need to do to get there. But when you say, hey, I opened up my closet and it's time to admit that none of my clothes fit, and like you start talking about how it made you feel and how you cried, or you just were like, I couldn't even bear to put those jeans on because I knew they wouldn't go up over the thighs. But why am I hanging on to this? Why can't I move on? Why can't I accept myself for who I am right now? People are like, I get it. And that's where people start following you and they start listening, and they're going to say, I totally understand what she's saying, or I get what he's saying, or I get what they're saying. I mean, look at Derek and Sherry. They might do posts together. I don't know. I do. We are friends on Facebook, but I don't scroll that much. So, that's really what it comes down to. And when you genuinely want to help somebody and say, hey, I've overcome this, then they really want your help, because now they think there's this possibility that you get it, that you'll understand them, that they'll open up to you. And that's vulnerability for them, because they're like afraid to tell anybody. And you might get a random message, or it might be a referral, something to say, hey, I saw that post and it really spoke to me. And that's what you're looking for. I know we talk about success numbers and all this and rank, but it's kind of like cross out on the pop search. It's like we really got into this to help people and help people get results. So really start with that one person, and that one person being you. Start with yourself. Let's see what results you got, and then you share it, and then see where you go from there. And I think that covers most of it, but I definitely would love to go over posts and pictures and what you say, whatever, what's the word, for that. So talk to me, Marianne. No? I thought she unmuted herself. Really, y'all gonna just stay there and just look at me?
So, Anne, I want to just say something like Photify. I love Photify too. It's one of my favorites. And sometimes Photify has those pre-made art designs that like, a lot of apps don't have. And so you don't have to be like artsy to like, because I'm not a creative person at all, but like, you can just like, you can buy these things in bunches, like these designs, and just click the design and voila, it's on your photo. Like, it's the best thing ever. And sometimes, like, if you have no idea what the hell to post at that moment, because you know you're supposed to be posting 3 to 5 times a day, well, go into Photify, find something, one of those art designs that jumps out at you at the moment, and be like, all right, selfie with this art design on it. I got it. Like, I'm going to do an inspiring post right now. Photify will help you with your creativity.
Talking about Photify is down here, it says view more photos. There's a couple albums it doesn't get. I can't remember which ones. But it starts here with albums, and it says stock photos, Facebook, Instagram. So it is pulling up different albums. But I love stock photos. And all of a sudden, you have all these backgrounds. It's kind of like using Pixabay on WordSwag, which is another one of my favorite apps. But this is great. So, oh, look at this. It's a coffee cup. Hello. Okay. It speaks to me. So here I am. I just used a stock photo.
Great.
I didn't even know they had that. So now let's go to text and overlays. We go into artwork. They have a whole section for coffee, but if you can't, you type it out the way you spell, not the way I say it. My daughter just posted on Musical.ly. It's something that they do on YouTube, but it's like, and now all I got is a dead dog, a dumb daughter, and no stinking coffee. And I'm like, God, that sounds like me. So here's all these words. I don't even know if you can see this. I can't. So,
we get it. Like,
so here you are. Let's see.
Designs. Like, you might be looking at some photos and being like, how in the world can they make that look so perfect? Well, they probably didn't. It was probably already designed.
It was probably Photify. Yeah.
Photo. So,
so, it could be, I am thankful for coffee. Yeah, I screwed this up, but like, you could just post on it. It's like, boom, you have a post. It doesn't have to be that great. It doesn't have to be perfect. You have to definitely give up the idea of perfection, especially when it comes to selfies. Now, I try to do the serious face, like people look so good. They look like this, those new lenses. My resting bitch face is just, don't want to see it.
You didn't see my horrible one today, this morning.
So if you start picking, I try to encourage my team to not be a perfectionist, because I've been listening to a lot of personal development, and perfectionism really kind of is a facilitator of shame. When you start thinking you're not good enough, or you're not pretty enough, or, oh my God, Leslie Matway, she looks like a Barbie doll and I don't look like that. You start comparing, and those things really can take you down. You don't need an outside factor for that one. When you start comparing and you start saying, I'm not enough, you just go with it. And, Brandy does some funny ones. When we talk about Brandy's hair.
I didn't really.
There's no such thing as perfection.
I'm looking.
No.
It's unachievable. It's unachievable.
Well, yeah, I'm perfectly imperfect. That's what I tell people. I'm perfectly imperfect. But even though I have a great attitude on life, and I'm very positive, and I walk the walk with that one. Facebook and Instagram tend to be picture perfect moments of people's lives, and we all know that they're not like that. So if you remember that when you're looking at people's profiles, and if you're using Teamsy, it's a great way to say, hey, check this person out. And you look at their photos just to see what's going on. They're like, sometimes you don't want to send something to somebody, like all of a sudden they were diagnosed with lung cancer or something. Like, you don't want to send that person a message, hey, join my challenge group, right? So you kind of familiarize yourself where they are at that moment. You might not have spoken to them in 20 years. Maybe you're not old enough for that. But, it's just, I lost my train of thought, but people start to really say, I'm not good enough. And I think new coaches especially kind of get caught up with that. Well, you're so good at it. I'll never be that good. I'm not good with technology. I never posted. I don't like my face. And they start saying that. So tap into that with your team. And maybe if you follow some coaches that might be funny, like Caleb is always funny. And Caleb talks about his dog, and he talks about different things, you know, that brands him. You know he's going to talk about those things. Or if you brought a little Trey Barra, you know he's going to drop the F-bomb, which is my favorite word. So I love this guy.
I love Trey. Oh my God.
You know, and he shows you a different side of view. Like to say, oh, I'm never going to be like that. Well, don't be like that. If that's not you, that's okay. You know, so the idea of starting to compare yourself and saying you're not good enough, all of a sudden you're feeding into that aspect that you are trying to live up of the expectations of what other people think you should be. Oh, what does that say? I can't read. You're going to hold that up there.
What is this? I can't read. I'm so bad.
Yeah. You can unmute yourself and tell me what that says.
Live for my
pure awesomeness.
I need to wear that for a post.
And that's on your shirt. I love that. Yeah, in my person usually coffee fuels my awesomeness. You know? Hold on. Yeah, baby.
Wine fuels my awesomeness.
Just open it.
Sherry, we're in trouble. We're in trouble at Billy Idol concert.
Take it out of the bag. I'm sorry, baby.
We won't even talk about what happened last year. It's a good time.
All right.
All right.
Come, Lacey, you don't have anything to say?
Oh, Lacey.
Because you're so good, Anne. You covered all the bases.
Yeah, okay. So y'all have a call to action. Y'all, I got that from my Indiana friends. I love it. It's better than use. These guys, I don't know.
Yins.
So there's couple of call to actions. I want you, and I said this in our leadership training, I want you to find the place inside your house during the daytime that has the natural light that is indirect light. So if you're staring in the sun and you got to squint, that's direct light. I'm not assuming anything, okay? Indirect light, so you have natural light. Turn off the lights in your kitchen. You got hi-hats, you got track lighting, or you got a chandelier. Turn it off because you want natural light. You don't want shadows on you. Find that sweet spot. Some houses got plenty of it. Take your selfies. Have somebody else, if you're married, that's great. They could take the picture for you. And then start to notice what's in the background. Okay, please, 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 please make your bed. Close the closet door. The dishes in the sink, whatever it is, please. The laundry. And I didn't go over composition of the picture. So let's go through this. I could talk to you like this. You know, you get that up angle. Ladies, up angles are the worst. They are the worst.
It's worse for men too.
I'm sure it is, but I won't speak for the man. Some guys are like, I got a triple chin. You know how guys are? I got a triple chin and I'm proud of it. Like, you know, and then they could tell each other off on it and that they would still be best friends. Where women aren't quite that way. Your up angle is probably by far the worst angle. It's going to show every bag line, sag, and ick. That's a technical term, ick. Especially if I can see up your nose, I don't want to know what's up there. Klein, you crack me up. So, I guess on Instagram, so when you do photography, they talk about the rule of thirds. So when you get on your iPhone and it comes up that grid, that tic-tac-toe grid, and you're like, what the hell is that for? It's for composition. On iPhoneography, you don't exactly need to do the rule of thirds. You can just cut it in half. But have a subject. I can't believe we didn't talk about this. Have a subject. It's nice. You could take a picture of like outdoors and nature. It's nice. But if you take a picture of the tree in the middle of it, or somebody canoeing by, like, and you have a focal point for the eye. So whether it's your selfie or you're taking a picture of your kids or your dogs, whatever it is, just have the subject be that mainstay. Doesn't mean it has to be in the middle, because especially if you know you're going to put some writing on it. You know, I discovered, they call it a vignette. So I have my curtains here. I mean, they're just muslin curtains. Maybe cost me like $8, right? It's a vignette. It's clean. It's back there. You know, I could use the wall, not my best color, but you know, I don't have great lighting in here during the day. But at night, you know, if I took some picture right here, I'd have some there. Discovered a great wall outside my house. I got a brick all over the back of my house. I stood in front of it. So I have all this texture back there. Now I don't need to download a background because I have one. Of course, it's not brick all the way down, so it don't look that great. But you know, it's there, and it's a clean background. There's nothing there. It's great. You got pictures of your kids in the background. It really, the only thing you kind of want to subtly put in the background is your Shakeology canister or your Coach coffee cup, or, you know, you got 22-minute hardcore sitting back there. It doesn't have to be front and center. It's great ways of doing those soft jabs and soft invites. You know, people are very happy to wear a shirt with a logo on it. So don't be embarrassed to have stuff with a logo on it, because if your job gave it to you and there's pens and there's papers and there's notepads, you take it and you'd be using it. Excuse me, pharmacists do it all the time. They hand out the pens and you probably don't even notice it. But it is a way of marketing to get your name out there. I know Brandy's really good at that. Any questions? Anybody? Bueller? I'll just keep talking. Oh my God, shut the girl up. All right, so your call to action: find that sweet spot in your house with the natural light. And I want you to try those pictures. And it has to be natural light, because when you do a selfie camera, unless you've got a Samsung or a Galaxy Note, you're not going to have that flash for the back camera, the reverse camera. And then you need to make a post. I want you to add value on your post, something that is uniquely you. If you are into your faith and it speaks to you, do that. If you like your coffee, do that. But something that's add value, whether it's going to be funny, it's going to make someone feel good, or even if it's your food. I didn't even go over that. Make sure your food, you can see it. All my food pictures, I take in that sweet spot in my kitchen on a surface that's wood underneath it, and then I don't use the whole picture. So take the whole picture, crop it, figure out what's good. Look at food stylings on different food pictures. Definitely retrieve information from other people. And copying is a form of flattery, and that's great when you first start. Don't do it all the time, because if I do everything that Brandy's doing, I'm now Brandy and I'm not myself. And if you have coaches that do this, because we all do it, we all say, hey, I'm going to try that out and see if it works for me. Try to find a way of delicately saying, you really need to come into your own. And it's great that you started that way, but I need you to think of something. And sometimes it's hard to write that, but you are not that person. Don't try to be someone else, if it works for them. So you need to create a post that adds value, however you do it, and then definitely put together a challenge group pitch. So the last thing I'm going to say is have a challenge group pitch and tell them what they're going to get from it. They are not going to read your post, okay? Just be like, to hold up a piece of paper and say, last call, join my challenge group, and be direct in your words. Listen to the infomercial. If you haven't watched the 21 Day Fix infomercial, watch the thing, because it's going to tell you, join now, do it now. Aren't you ready? You're ready. And they tap into the emotional side, but it has to be clear, crisp, and to the point where it could be you, and be like, join my June 18th challenge group, accountability fund, prizes, and more. They will ask for more information if they want it. Okay? Don't expect them to come running to you, but don't, what do we say? Throw it up all the time. Don't throw up all the information at once. Just say this, 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 and this. So make your challenge group post. If you don't have a date, set the date, put it out there. And if you got to do it for July and you want to work on it a month ahead of time, I don't see why you should. If you're going to Summit, get it out of the way. Let's do this. But to find that sweet spot in your house, you find the sweet spot outside your house. Look for plain back walls, curtains, something in the background that's texture that can work for you. And definitely do a post of value and your challenge group post. You can send it to me. I'm totally fine with that. If you want some help with going through a picture, if you gave me a picture and you wanted to know what I would do with it to crop it or highlight it, which is something you can do on PicsArt. PicsArt is great for the structure, but even right on the iPhone, and I know on the Galaxy Note you can do this too, where you can change the lighting, the contrast, highlights, you can edit all through there and just play around with it and have fun with it. Or you can pay somebody to do it on Fiverr. But we post a lot. And you can do all these posts. Remember, you don't have to post real time. You can pull a picture that you had a couple months ago and write on it. It's like, oh, Sherry's like, oh, shit. It's 2:00. I need to do my post. Just pull out an old picture and do it, or do it ahead of time, which is definitely the better way. Good? Yay? Nay? Hello?
Thanks.
Y'all?
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
Wait. We need a picture of this.
Yes.
When
I have a question.
Yes.
And I have a question, Anne.
There we go.
I follow you on Facebook and stuff, but collaboratively, like or collectively with your social media, how many times do you post like on Facebook and Instagram? And if you do you share the post from Instagram to Facebook, or do you come up with creative posts for both?
I use this amazing app called IFTTT. If this, then that. When I post on Instagram, it automatically gets posted to my like page. And I turned off the Instagram posting to Facebook.
Okay.
I love it. It will not post videos. So if I do a video on Instagram, it won't do it on Facebook. You can set up every recipe in the world. You want to turn on your sprinklers in your house, IFTT can do it. The cross-posting is great, especially since you have different, and it also goes to my blog. And the only reason it goes to my blog is I need it active because I don't ever write on it. And people aren't following me there, but people follow me on my like page. Now, the rule has changed on the like page because I'm starting, as of this summer, I will be moving my personal timeline, which is where I run my business, onto my like page. And eventually I'm going to say I'm moving in my profile picture and in my cover photo. So I was just told, and this works very, very well, to take your post from your like page and then share it on your personal page. I never did that. I always get caught up when people don't want to see it, but people really don't see that like page. And you'll see on your like page the reach, where normally I can get like 150 people organically, but if I share it on my personal page, I can get up to 1,000 people that it shares to without paying.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends. I don't have as many friends as Brandy does, but it is out there and it does work. And I was just told that it's really a good thing to do, and you can do it immediately. Where a couple of years ago, that was like a big no-no. Don't do it immediately. So I try to post. I have to remember if I'm going to post on my like page, because I like to share a lot of things on that too, that I didn't just post from Instagram, so don't flood the feed. And some days I will get it reached one person. So you never know with Facebook land, what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. Whatever the algorithm is for my page, I did something. It was a recall on a granola bar, and one person saw it, but one person commented. That was 100%. And on Instagram, you don't want to post too often, 1, 2, 3 times a day, and be consistent, because people know to look for your posts. You can turn on notifications, and I don't really think that people do that. You can tell them to. I still don't think that they do that. But be consistent, and that's Shalene I got. And as far as Instagram is concerned, I would do this on Facebook too. They have something called the 5-3-1 rule. That's 2. 5-3-1. Like 5 of their posts, comment on 3, and 1 person will follow you. So when you get a new person, and this is good with TeamZ, because when you have 2,000 people on Facebook you haven't spoken to, you go on their page, you like 5 of their posts, comment on 3, and then all of a sudden you got this dialogue going. So if you really aren't comfortable saying, hey, how are you? That's a great way of doing it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, that answer your question? Because I just keep...
Yes.
Okay.
No, that was perfect. It was really
good.
Great. Thank you.
I hope they got some tools to take home with you and to move. But, feel free to, even if you don't want to send me a friend request, you don't want to be friends with a bunch of coaches on Facebook, you can definitely find me through Sherry and Brandy. and say, hey, let's do this. I'm very happy to be collaborative with anybody on social media posts, because we really do want to see each other succeed. And that's the bottom line. So if you see that your teammate had, dirty laundry on the floor, you're like, maybe you want to take that out. It happens. We all do it. It's better when you make it a post about like, I worked out and here's the clean picture, but on the other side, that's what's really going on. That's a great post. People love that. They're like, me too, but I'm afraid to show it. And like, so am I.
Dirty laundry on the floor is okay if it's like a frazzled mom post. Like, oh,
yeah,
all this laundry.
Because people are gonna. We talked about this in Myrtle Beach. People look at that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
On the mobile app, they can enlarge the picture, and now they're looking to see what the personal shit. So you laugh, but people do it. And if you really don't need them to know that you didn't make your bed, or it's nothing you do every day, then don't share that with them, because you don't want them forming opinions that really have nothing to do with what would be your friendship. People are like, oh my God, there's always dirty laundry on the floor. Don't come to my house. And we all do it, whether it's a dirty laundry or you didn't pick something up. It could just be that space and place and time that, it speaks to another person in a negative way. Hopefully they'll not be a part of your tribe, but, Okay. Nothing? Nobody? Oh, man. Donna?
This is normal, Ann. We never have a lot of question askers at all.
Oh, you should have told me that. So I would have asked you questions. All right, what time is it?
It's
9:55. It's a whole hour.
We're good. Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for inviting me. It was so nice to meet everybody and to see some of you again.
Yay.
All right. Have a good night. Wear the
Thanks,
shirt tomorrow. Take a picture.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.